Welcome to What the Fantasy. Thank you for viewing this video on our YouTube channel. I am Brandon Hay, and you can find me on Twitter at HeyB3. And this is another video for our film breakdown series. So this week we're going to talk about Trevor Lawrence. He was the #1 pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Since they had the first pick, they weren't a very good team. And they tried to give Trevor some weapons, drafting his backfield mate from Clemson, Travis Etienne, who got hurt in the preseason, and then DJ Chark got hurt early in the season. So the playmakers really weren't there. There was not someone to stretch the field for Trevor. And coming out of the draft, there were some things that there were worries about, even though he was the first pick, about his reads and about how he kind of only looked at half of the field. And, Urban Meyer, when he was a coach, and, the rest of the coaching staff weren't really able to, scheme up things that really helped Trevor. And then near the end of the year, he was, relying on players like Tavon Austin and Laquan Treadwell, and that just wasn't, a recipe for success. During the back half of the year, he went 7 out of 8 games without a touchdown. One of his best games through the beginning of the season was probably the Thursday night Bengals game, where the Jaguars had a good chance of winning. He went 17 of 24 for 204 yards, 36 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. So that just shows you one of his better games. He didn't even throw a passing touchdown. And then also, he only had 2 games with a touchdown and 0 interceptions. And only the last game against the Colts, he had multiple TDs and no interceptions. So it was a very, rocky start for Trevor. A lot of people were down on him, but he did have a very good last game against the Colts to keep them out of the playoff and kind of give the Jaguars some momentum. They're still looking for the coach, and hopefully they will find someone that can help Trevor grow as a quarterback. But what we're going to go through in this video is look at some of the highlights of interceptions that he had this season, and then go over the last game of the year to kind of see where there's some hope for him and to not give up on him. I know it's just the first year, but a lot of fantasy players and a lot of fans in general give up on a player after, a subpar or a bad rookie year. So let's go ahead and look at the interception part. So this is the first game against the Texans. I will admit, I thought the Jaguars would win this game, but it's his first game, and the Texans played tough in this, and the Jaguars, were a lot worse than a lot of people thought they were. So let's kind of watch the tape of his first game. Made some rookie mistakes, made some throws late and into coverage. So this first play, he kind of stares down, I believe, DJ Chark, and it was a bad decision right there, because there was the defensive back there ready to jump the pass. So that was one bad interception, and you can't, in the NFL, you can't give up this kind of field position, even against a bad team. And this is actually against the Denver Broncos. This is another play where he just decides to throw to the tight end late. You won't really be able to see that because we don't have the the coverage of the route, but the tight end was open and he just throws it late. And then the safety right there cuts in front of it. So that's been, a big part we've seen already, is he kind of waits for them to be fully open, and he needs to show more anticipation. So this will stop this play. This is a play that where Trevor actually got the ball, on target to the tight end. And this is, some of the interceptions were just the drops by the receivers. Some of the receivers did not help out Trevor. We'll see some with Laviska Shenault later, and he definitely struggled this year. Trevor didn't throw the best passes all year, but he definitely struggled with the drops, and we'll see that, in the highlights of the last game of the year, the Colts. So we'll go ahead and run this. You see a good pass across the middle, bounces up, and then the defensive back there's to catch it. So I mean that is a play that should be made. Trevor made the right read, and that's a play that definitely should have happened. So this is going to be play action against the Falcons, and then he tries to take a deep shot and overthrows the receiver. If I remember correct in this play, there was a flag, so I think Trevor thought he had the free play, but it ended up not being a free play on this, and he just overthrew the receiver right there into double coverage. So this is a game against the Titans. He did struggle against the Titans, so let's go ahead and roll this. So this is another one. I believe this was to LaVisca. It's on the money, pops up in the air, and then the linebacker catches the interception. So when Trevor did make the right reads and made the right throws, they were not sure hands. So obviously that takes a toll on a young quarterback and into their psyche. But he continued to come out and play, and some of these interceptions too. Jads were down, a lot in games, and they just really did not utilize James Robinson, their best player. It was very, though it was hard to understand why they weren't doing that early in the season, giving it to James Robinson, because when they did later in the season, they were able to sustain some drives. But there really was, a lack of good scheme on the offense, getting players open. It just always seemed like a struggle week to week. So here's another play with Trevor in shotgun. He's going to throw it across the middle, and he did not see the linebacker. Let's see if we can. Okay. So what's going to happen here? He sees the wide receiver coming across the middle, Tavon Austin, and I believe it's Jayon Brown will just drop into coverage. He just doesn't see him, and that's something that I think as a more experienced quarterback he'll learn. But when it happened, it does look like a bad interception, but he just needs to learn to read that coverage. So see that he drops back in front. He thinks he's going to be in here in the kind of coming after the passer, but he isn't, and he catches that right in front. And anyway, the wide receiver was well covered. So another play against the Titans. This was a game where he had, I think 3 or 4 interceptions. So pretty clean pocket. But this here, just triple coverage. Down 17-0 with under 4 minutes. I understand he's just trying to get the ball down there, but that triple coverage, it's just not going to be a completion there. So I believe this is the last one of the interceptions. This is tight coverage and kind of like the plays I discussed earlier. He just waits and the kind of stares down the receiver, and the defensive back makes the play on the ball. So see the receiver's just kind of standing in front of him. And that's Tavon Austin, a smaller receiver. If it's a bigger receiver, maybe a Marvin Jones, maybe he can better box out, but that's going to be tough because the defender can really read that play. So those are the interceptions. So now let's look at the Colts game. So let's start from the beginning. So in the Colts game, a lot of people in Jacksonville and around the league thought the Colts would just run over the Jaguars, but they played well, got out early, and Trevor played really well. So let's go ahead and look at this. His first play, I think the biggest part in this game is Trevor was decisive, took the quick reads, and there are some plays that just shows why he was a first-round pick, and there's so much hope that he can transition and develop into this great quarterback. So here, the running back is going to just kind of leak out. He gets it to him, plenty of room, so he's able to get good yardage there. I think that's the biggest thing. They need to make plays easy for Trevor, get hit good players in space. They need to upgrade the receivers, but just get the receivers in space so they can make plays. So this another one where he rolls out, makes a good pass to Marvin Jones on the outside on time. Another thing that Trevor I felt like struggled throughout the year was not putting the ball on the receiver in stride or in the proper position of the receiver to allow them to run. This is on the outside where Marvin Jones can catch it and immediately go upfield. So that's a good play. This is play action. See good blocking, and then he's able to kind of get out and make a nice throw right there to Marvin Jones again. Good pocket and good strong throw, decisive. And, even though there's a couple of defenders around, he made sure to put it right on the receiver where he could make the play. There's another, this is like the first play. Just get it quickly to the running back, see all the space. Let him just, get a good 7 yards. And then on that, this is another play. This is a good scheme to get Laviska out there. And you see he's open. Let's actually roll this back a little bit. Okay. So you'll see this. He gets some pressure. You see there's a lineman coming or a defender coming, and you'll see Laviska kind of go out, but he does a great job of getting the ball out to him, and not only getting it out to him, but allowing him to run after the catch. So let's go ahead and play it. So see, there's pressure right on him, but he floats it, but gets it in a good spot where he can catch it and allow to run. There have been plays like that earlier in the season where it would be more at the feet of Laviska, and then he would have to dive, but that was nice to be able to catch it and run after that. This is another play action, and this is actually under shotgun. And then a nice little pass out to the tight end and allow him to fight up for yards. So I think the biggest part in this game, like I said, he was decisive, put the ball in the right place for the receivers, and allowed them to be able to run after the catch. So this is another nice play by Trevor just to get it out to Laquan Treadwell. Let's just play it again. He gets in motion, comes in, then comes out, gets the ball right to him on the numbers so he can turn and go in for the touchdown. It's simple, but they weren't able to do this early in the season, so this was nice to be able to get that touchdown. Another play action. He moves a little bit, and it's good. He's obviously looking downfield, but then he sees the running back kind of, come upfield, leak out, help. So he gets the ball out to him and gets a good amount of yards. So that's, a good thing for him to see his progressions and be able to see those outlets. This is a small play, just quarterback sneak for a first down, but there were games like the Bengals game on Thursday night where they're unable to score from close. They really struggle with short yardage situations. So with Trevor being able to get this quarterback sneak, like I said, small part, but that's, another part that they needed to work on all season. And hopefully going forward when they're goal to go, they will be able to get those short yardages. There's another play, not much, but he scrambles up in the pocket. Even though it's a holding, gets a yard here. Here's a screen. Doesn't get much, just what was called. Here's another one. It's 3rd and 18. Doesn't 3rd and 18 gains pass. He would kind of press himself and try to throw it deep, maybe cause an interception. He found the open receiver, got some yards. Since they're winning and in the game, don't cause the turnover. So that's something he seems to have learned to take what is given to him and not always, try to throw the risky passes. Here he rolls out a little bit. Nice throw to the receiver outside. See 2nd and 4. He goes deep. It's actually a good pass, but Laquan Treadwell cannot make the play. So let's actually go back on that play, because this is a play that they need to upgrade the talents for receivers that can make this play for Trevor, because he puts it in a good spot for him, and he just is not able to make the play. So this play, 3rd and 4, nice throw across the middle to Laviska, and he's able to break a few tackles. So puts it right on him, like I said, in stride. Another play action here. He's able to run out, maybe gain a yard. He's very mobile, so that's an added bonus for him. This is another one. Escapes the pressure, dives for close to a first down there. So another play action, and then he throws it deep to Marvin Jones. Him and Marvin Jones really connected well this game. Marvin Jones was open in the zone there, gets it to him, right at the numbers, a large chunk play. That is another thing that the Jags were able to do in this game, and get those large chunk plays against the Colts. Inside the red zone, nice play, right on the money to Laviska to get down to a 3rd and short. Play action again. Nothing's there. He throws it out the back of the end zone. Like I said, not a risky play. Get the field goal because you're already ahead, and don't risk an interception in a tight space that could have cost you. So Trevor has good mobility and rolling out, and this is another good play, throwing the ball away rather than trying to fit it into a small window and causing a turnover. Here's another play where he's able to evade some defenders and run with the ball. I think he should run more in this kind of instance to get those extra yards, especially when the Jaguars are struggling. There's another, just throwing it away. There's really nothing there, so he throws it away again. Nice play where he gets it right on the receiver, and he's able to make a nice run after the catch. So let's watch this. So he's just going to wait for the receiver to come across, and he's got the position on the defender, gets the ball right in stride, and is able to run for a first down. This is a play where Marvin Jones gets the interference. It's a nice route, and Trevor throws it, and the defender was there. There's another one to Laviska, gets it on him, and he's able to run after the catch. This is a play that he was lucky that it wasn't intercepted. I believe this one is a drop by Laviska. No, it's not. It's a catch by Treadwell, and he gets down to about the 2. Then another goal situation, throws a back shoulder throw to Treadwell, and he's not able to make the play. Okay, this is the one. So let's go ahead and go back a little bit. Okay, he's going to move up in the pocket. Laviska Shenault is going to be out here. He throws a very nice pass out to Shenault, and he drops it. This should be a touchdown. So these are some of the things that he's kind of been struggling with all year, just the receivers making the plays. So let's go ahead and roll it. He does well, jumps in the pocket. Good pass is just a drop. So, another catchable pass that's dropped. This play, another drop, even though it probably wouldn't have been for a first down. So they start to bring the pressure. He does what he needs to do, gets the ball out, because of the pressure. There wasn't really anything else he could do. Here's play action where he rolls out, a nice pass across his body to the tight end. Another nice play out to the right. Another thing, just decisive. He is decisive with these passes, making quick decisions, making the right reads. So this is one of the plays that shows his ability. The snap goes high. He's able to catch it. He rolls out to the right and throws a perfect pass to Marvin Jones. Will eventually catch a touchdown. So let's go ahead and roll it. He rolls out, gets past the receiver, the end, catches it, and throws it to where only Marvin Jones can catch the ball. I believe they replay it on this on the game in slow-mo. Will you see goes up high, is able to outrun the defender, and off of 1 foot throw a perfect pass for Marvin Jones, and he makes the catch. So this is the last play I have. Game. This kind of shows he did a lot of this in the Cincinnati game, from what I remember. 4th and 2, just trying to run out the clock. Does a nice little read option, and I think when they get ETN and hopefully James Robinson back next year, they'll be able to do this more, do a little more read option with this, and get some easy yards for Trevor. So that is the last game he had. That really shows some good hope for him. So on the bottom of the screen, as you can see, he was quarterback 23 in PPR for the season, under 60%, 3,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, but did run for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I think QB 23 obviously is not what you want, but he only threw 12 touchdowns. So his ability to run the ball really helped that, even with all those interceptions. In the Week 18 game, he was 71%, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 carries for 37 yards. So I definitely think if you have Trevor Lawrence on your dynasty teams, that go ahead and keep him. If he's on other teams, I would go ahead and float out some offers to see what you could get, because I think this is the bottom for Trevor, and he's going to get better. You saw, in this game, signs of him getting better, and just the fact remains they've got to upgrade the receiver position. Not sure what's going to happen with DJ Chark, but if you get Travis Etienne back, he's someone he's familiar with, someone you can. I think the plan at least was to motion him out more. And you would think they would bring in more receivers and possibly some draft some receivers, in the second round. So hopefully they can give Trevor some weapons, and he can continue to develop. And their offense is way better, because it was very poor this whole season. So I think there's still hope for Trevor. Obviously, it's just the 1 year, and he still has a lot of room to grow and learn. But I think there were signs that he was developing in that year. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel for these film breakdowns. We're going to be doing those, try to do those one a week. And then also during the off season, like I said, a couple videos ago on the last podcast, Zare is going to be off the podcast for a little while, doing the scouting course, and I'm learning more about that. So we'll be doing a show every other week. So we'll have a show this coming Wednesday, talk about some dynasty, values, and then talk a little bit about the most recent Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. So like I said, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.